Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry for the long delay for this next album review. This was actually supposed to be coming out this past afternoon, but then we, it was going to be a collab album review, but the person didn't want to do it, and I kind of got a little stressed and annoyed, in my personal opinion. But hey, she wants to do another album that I'll probably re-review again for one last time and give it a shot. See what happens if we decide to do it. If not, then it is what it is. But, anyways, I'm returning to you for this album review for Cyrus's new album, The Hardest Part album that I just got done listening to. Which this was actually supposed to be a collab album review with a featured guest artist and or not guest artist, just a special guest doing this collab review with me, but it didn't happen, so I kept getting delayed and it just kind of stressed me out. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this Cyrus The Hardest Part album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this album review. Now it starts with the first song, Noah Stand Still. That was a pretty good song, pretty good opening track. Um, it's very mellow and melodic. Just very mellow. Not melodic, but it's a pretty mellow song, but it sounds pretty nice with her vocals. So it's like she's playing some bluegrass stuff with this. I don't know if she's like country or something like that, but it sounds nice. So very atmospheric kind of song. So 5 out of 5 for this one. Ready to Go was a solid track. Not sure if I'm connecting with it too much, but I think it's good in its own way. So 4.5 out of 5 for Ready to Go. Noah's vocals sound pretty nice in it. Mr. Percocet was a solid track too. There's quite a bit of solid tracks on this album. So I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I didn't hate this track. I just don't know how I feel about it right now. I had to listen to this album 2 or 3 times because I was supposed to do a collab with this certain person that wanted to do it with me, and it didn't happen. And now we got to do a different album we're gonna collab with, that we're gonna do a collaboration with for the topic of the review or whatever. So yeah, I kind of got a little annoyed today or tonight. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for Mr. Percocet. Every Beginning Ends featuring Benjamin Gibbard was a solid one. It's very short for sure, but in a way, I think it's solid for what it went for. So Benjamin's vocals sounded good, and Noah's vocals sounded pretty nice. So 4.5 out of 5. Hardest Part was a pretty strong track. I don't know if it's my favorite one, but it is one of the strongest ones. So the title track is got some moments where it's not too bad, and then some of the melody. I wouldn't call this the strongest track, so I'm gonna rephrase that. This is a solid track. So yeah, this track is solid in its own way. It's got melodies, change ups, and all that, and I don't know if I'm connecting with the melody change up in this track. So 4.5 out of 5. I Just Wanna Love Her was probably a little better than The Hardest Part or Hardest Part. So 4.5 out of 5 for I Just Wanna Love Her. It's probably a good track in its own way. And Hardest Part wasn't bad, it just has some melody change ups in the song, and I just don't know if I'm connecting with that. Unfinished is a pretty solid one, too. Quite a bit of solid tracks on this album, for sure. But the execution is not too bad on this album, so I'll let you know what I decide to rate it towards the end of this review. Unfinished is a solid one. I like Noah's vocals in it, and basically the execution of the track and the production and mixing is pretty strong. so 4.5 out of 5. My Side of the Bed was a pretty mellow song. I don't know if I'm connecting with it too much, but in a way, I think it's good in its own way, so 4.5 out of 5. I Burned LA Down was another solid one. I just don't know how I feel about it, but it's the second to last track to close this album out and all that, and I'll get to the final song in a second. Um, Basically, Noah's vocals was not bad in the chorus, and the verses were picking it up a bit with uh, pacing through most of the album, or not most of the album, most of the song, I meant to say. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. Loretta's song, the final track, is like over 3.5 minutes, but it's solid in its own way. So it's a good song in its own way. So 4.5 out of 5. I like Noah's vocals in it as well. So yeah. Overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, sorry if I was slurring with my wording and messing up with my wording. I was trying to find the right words to say with this review, but I kind of slipped up. But still, overall, I think Noah Cyrus's new album, The Hardest Part album, was a good listen. Definitely recommend checking it out for Friday albums to check out. And overall, I think Noah Cyrus's The Hardest Part album is a good listen. Definitely recommend checking it out. And for a score for me, I'm giving Noah Cyrus's The Hardest Part album an 8 out of 10. This was a good listen. I highly recommend you check it out. And yeah, it's going to be on my decent to good albums. Not the best album, but it's a good listen for sure. So comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of this Noah Cyrus album, The Hardest Part, if you've listened to it. And she is a sibling to Miley Cyrus. Or not sibling, but sister to Miley Cyrus, of course, I meant to say. So, yeah, I didn't know that until I looked into it, and I was like, holy shit, they got a big family. But yeah, if you enjoyed this album review I did for Noah Cyrus, The Hardest Part, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I'm sorry I mentioned that this was supposed to be a collab video. This was actually supposed to be, but it never happened. And I got strung along a bit. And it kind of annoyed me. So hopefully we can do the next re-review for Ozzy Osbourne Patient Number 9. That's what she wants to do. This person that wants to do it. So I'm like, okay, we'll give it a try. If it doesn't work, then we're gonna forget about it. But basically, I kind of want to do collabs on StreamYard. If anyone's interested. But pretty much, yeah. Noah Cyrus's new album. If you did enjoy this album review, like I said, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on it, and I will be returning to you for another review. It's gonna be for Blackpink's Born Pink album review. I think the album is coming out tonight. It's coming out at midnight for sure, but I don't know when I'm gonna be listening to it. It might most likely be tomorrow when I listen to it, and I gotta go to work in the morning, so I got things to do tomorrow too. So, besides doing videos, I gotta focus on work and making money, and then doing reviews for you guys from on the side. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this album review for Noah Cyrus, The Hardest Part. Sorry I mentioned about the collab stuff that I was supposed to do with this review, but it didn't happen. I got stressed out and I felt like I got strung along a bit. So I'm not mad at the person, I'm just mad at the fact that we didn't get a chance to do this collab for this new album. But stay safe, take care, and as always, I will see you in my next review.